Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Thursday, April 14th, 2016. Traders, great to be with you, coming to you live from Thailand. Bright blue sunny skies, hot weather, and yes, they are celebrating their new year. It is Thailand's birthday this week, so they got 4 days of play. Traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, what an adventurous day we had yesterday. A lot of movement in the markets. We'll get to that in just a moment. And a lot of news coming out today. Very busy day the next couple of days, actually through tomorrow. So a lot of news coming out, a lot of interesting stuff happening. So before we get started, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will tell you that I do record this during the Asia session. So if you're looking at this at London, just go back about 10 or 12 candles and you can see where I started the presentation. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006, and in 2008 I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later, got on the Big Bird, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, traders, this week, 2 days from now, I will be completed my 8th year here in Thailand. Wow, time goes quick, my friends. Time goes quick. So let's talk about how I trade. One is I listen to fundamentals. I pay for a news feed, and it's just so important that you know what's going on around the globe. As we don't trade just a currency pair, we do trade the world, right? We're trading currencies all over the place. And sometimes one pair affects a different pair, or one country affects another country. So therefore, you really need to be aware of what's going on, who's speaking, who's not speaking, and what data is coming out. So fundamentals has become a pretty big part of my trading. I'd say probably 45% of my trading is about fundamentals. However, I'm a technician and I love trading charts. I love looking at price action, price structure, price failure, and I love reading candlesticks, like candlestick patterns. You know, there's only 7 candlestick patterns you need to know, folks. It's not that difficult. It's real easy to get a grip on candlesticks. There's only 7. So you just learn 7 patterns and you're okay. And, you know, you put the fundamentals together, you put your technicals together, support, resistance. I use Fibonacci a lot. You'll see on some of our trade plans today, we have some Fibonacci levels. Traders, remember, this purpose of this video is for educational purposes only, okay? I'm here to show you what I think, not what you should do. Please don't copy my trades. Make your own trade plan, do your own analysis, and if yours matches mine, wow, that's great. That means 2 of us agree on something and we can both take those kind of trades. All right, so that's basically how I trade, and I do trade every day. I'm very active in the market. My saying is, I trade a lot, but trade small. So I trade a little, but I have a lot of trades on at one time, and it's been successful for me. And that's why I do it. I'm an intraday trader, and I just trade for the day. I don't like having open trades overnight. Traders, I will tell you that I do trade options in the New York session. So that's a nice thing about being in Asia is I can trade all 3 sessions and still get a good night's rest. All right, let's get the legal stuff out of the way. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Traders, most importantly, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Again, traders, I need to really stress that this is for educational purposes only. Please do not copy my trades. Do your own analysis. Come up with your trade plan and trade your trade plan. Okay? All right, let's head over to news and commentary. Well, I'm going to start off with, let's see what we got going here. We're going to take a look at the indices. There we go. Okay, so the markets were up. All the markets were up. The U.S. markets were up. Asian markets were up. Everybody was up yesterday. The bulls really took control yesterday. The Dow 30 closed up 1.06%. The S&P 500 closed positive 1.00%. The NASDAQ was up 1.55%. The small cap 2000 was up positive 2.14%. All right, let's take a look over here in the Eurozone. The DAX closed up 2.71%. The FTSE 100 closed up 1.93%. The CAC 40 closed up 3.32%, with the Euro Stock 50 closing at positive 2.99%. All right, so let's take a look at what's going on in Asia. Now, some of these countries are open, some of them are closed, and I'll let you know which ones are which. However, the Nikkei 225 opened today positive 1.84%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia also opened today positive 0.40%. The China A50, which is not open for another 45 minutes, closed yesterday, but they were positive 1.17%. The Hang Seng, which isn't open yet, they closed yesterday also up 3.19%. And the Kospi out of Seoul is currently trading, and it is positive at 1.44%. I will tell you that the Singapore markets are all open, and they opened 1.7% in the green today. So some pretty nice looking indices. Everybody's in the green. The bulls are taking over. Okay, so we have some very important data coming out today in Asia. We have unemployment change comes out today, and that's a high impact news event, and that is going to be 21:30 hours on Wall Street, and that'll be 8:30 a.m. in Thailand. So that is our news for Asia. That should be a market mover. I'm getting mixed, mixed news on what the Aussie is going to do, and they're saying they're not going to do anything. The reporters are saying, well, they think they're going to cut their rates again. So we're going to see what happens. I have to tend on going with what the talkers from the government are saying, and they're saying basically they don't expect to make any changes. They always leave that loophole in there, though. You never know. Never know. Okay, so in the Euro session, we do have some data coming out, high impact. We got the Euro's CPI year on year today. That's coming out. And we also have the Great British Pound has interest rate decision today. We do not expect any change of that at all. We do not expect any change there. Like I said, pretty busy news day today. And the U.S. session has core CPI today, comes out today. And that will be at 8:30 a.m. on Wall Street. That'll be 19:30 hours here in Thailand. So yeah, pretty adventurous day today. There's a lot of medium impact news events. So we have a day filled with news. Okay, we definitely have a day filled with news events. Keep your economic calendar handy and available to you, and stay on top of it, traders, please. All right. So, what's the commentary? Well, it just shows you the markets go up and the markets go down, right? We can do all the analysis in the world, but, the markets are going to do what the markets are going to do. And the bulls definitely took it by the horn yesterday. I think, we talked yesterday about China and the data that came out during China. I mean, most of it was poor data, but their imports numbers was very good and their trade balance was good. And that number really took over the markets and really continued into the London and New York session, and the bulls really took a hold of that and ran with it. So some really nice price action yesterday. Most of our trade plans worked yesterday, folks. I'm proud to say that's usually not the case. Listen, if we get 50% of them right, we're doing okay, right? So if I get 3 out of 6, I'm pretty happy with that. So let's take a look at the charts. Let's head on over to the euro dollar. Look at this nice move down on the euro dollar. Like I said, the bulls came out, and here we go. Boom, down she goes. Trade plan yesterday worked, went to our take profit level. However, today I put a fib on the chart, and I'm looking at this to pull back to the 50% fib, and that's at the 1.1343 level. I do not know if that's going to happen, folks. It might only pull back to the daily pivot. However, there is some price action left in the chart, but not a lot, and they're indecision candles. So I'm hoping this pulls back up to that 50% fib. We'll sell it from there. I'm going to take profit at the 161.8 Fibonacci level, and that's at about 1.1200. Also, that's a psychological level. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why we would want to get out of the trade there. Don't wait for it to get to 1200. Get out about 1215 or 1220. You want to get out of the trade. You have plenty of pips in the pip bank, and it'll be a good trade for you because there are orders pending down there for people to buy. Okay, people are going to want to buy this big time. So, this is over 100 pip trade if it works. and let's hope it does. So that's trade plan on the euro dollar. Let's head over to the pound. Pound looks pretty nice. Actually, we're in a great spot right now to take this. Little concern though, because we do have some data today, like I told you about the Great British Pound. The interesting part is, do you want to enter this in Asia or do you want to wait for London? The main issue is that if we enter the trade in Asia, which is fine, however, you need to make sure that you're going to be break even by the time data comes out. So you basically got 90 minutes after London opens to make sure you break even and your trade is safe. If you're not, well, you're going to have to make some decisions. And that probably means tightening your stop, right? So that's what we'll keep an eye on. I like the moving averages. I like the way the moving averages are sitting. The 10 is sitting right on top of price. That's that thin line. I'm going to have to make that line bigger, but I do like it small. And then, of course, we have the 55 and then the 200, which is that green line. And we're below it, but we're showing indecision candles. So that's why I think this has a good possibility of moving back to the upside. All right, so we want to get in about 42.10, and we're going to get out at 41.39. Nice trade. We're going to get out at this S2 reversal pivot point. And, if you want to keep letting it go, let it ride. Take some off the table. I'm a big scale. I like taking lots off during the trade and just leave something on the table, let it run, or trail it, or do something with it. And if it knocks me out, it's fine. It's extra, right? All right, let's take a look at the Aussie. Now, the Aussie has an interest rate coming out in about 36 minutes from now. So I'm not too interested in doing anything with the Aussie. However, it's been in this range all of New York yesterday. It really hasn't moved much. We had the move from the China data yesterday. Nothing today, just really ugly price action right at the moment. However, we are at resistance. We're at the 55 exponential moving average, and we're at the daily pivot point. So this is a great spot to enter this trade, and that's at 0.7659. However, we do have data, and I would not do anything until that data is released and the market calms down and you get a direction. Now, I expect this to be dollar strong, and I expect this to continue to the downside as I'm bearish on the Aussie dollar. I've given you two spots where you can scale out and get out of the trade. One, of course, is the S2 reversal pivot point at 0.7586, and the other one is at the S3 pivot point at 0.7539. Looks like a nice trade, but we have to wait till this data gets out, and then we can get in and see what happens from there. Take a look at the Euro Aussie. Great trade yesterday, worked out really well. I'm looking for an aggressive pullback. Don't know if it's going to do it, but I want an aggressive pullback up to this 50% Fibonacci level. And we'll get in at 1.4883. And I'm looking to get out at the 161.8 Fibonacci level, 1.4534. That's what's so great about Fibonacci. It gives you a lot of answers. You don't have to try and think and figure out where you're going to get out of the trade or where do you want to get in the trade. If you don't see it with support and resistance, just fib it. And just make sure you have two candles to the right, two candles to the left, and just fib it, and you'll get your answers. Now, this is in a downtrend, so no, my fibs are on the chart correctly because I fibbed it from the bottom of the chart to the top of the chart because I want to see my exit area, right? My exit is always the 161.8 if possible. So this is a nice trade. This is in the move to the downside. So let's hope it continues. Let's take a look at the Euro Yen. Moved yesterday. This looks like this was New York, London data. These red candles, and moved down, and then it's just continued sideways through the New York session. And then, of course, the last 3 hours we've been sideways. However, look at how we have responded to that blue line, which is a 55 exponential moving average, just hanging out there, right? It's attempted to break through there 3 times, touched, and did not break through. I'm looking for a pullback. I really want this to pull back to the R1 at 123.53. I don't know if I'm going to get that. I'll wait till London opens, and if we've been sideways for the next 4 hours, I will just take my sell trade if I have a setup. And I'm looking to get out at 123.07. You can see the magenta line on the bottom of the chart. If you open the chart wide open, then you'll see why I put that magenta line there, because there's pretty significant support left of the chart of current price. So we got some hurdles to pop. to get down to our take profit area, but we really want to see a pullback. I think that would be okay. However, if we have to take the trade from the 55, we're going to be okay and we'll be safe. Okay. Let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. No change from yesterday. We had a big move here. I don't know why this happened. There's really been no data today. I saw this red candle earlier, and then I went to take the slide, and I took the slide, and all of a sudden see this red candle, and I'm like, whoa. So I went back to my newsfeed and tried to find out why they did this, and I can't find a reason why the dollar became strong. But yeah, this is yesterday's slide. It's the same setup. We want to pull back to the daily pivot, and we'll get out at the 200 exponential moving average at about 0.6875 is where we want to get out, just below the S3. Right at that 200, we want to get out. But we do need a pullback. I really don't want to chase, well, you never want to chase price, and I'm not chasing this red candle. If I miss the trade, I miss the trade. The other thing is, if it continues down, I'll just wait till London, and I'll place the Fibonacci tool on there and see a safe place to get in it. Or you can go down to a lower time frame, and that'll also help you out to get into this trade. Not on the top of my watch list today, the New Zealand dollar. However, every time I say that, it tends to work. So we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll watch it and see what happens, but it's really not a top priority. I really like that Euro Aussie. I do like the Euro dollar, pound dollar, and the Euro yen. So there's, pairs I do really like that I want to keep a really nice eye on today. All right, traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me on a Thursday, April 14th, 2016. Traders, have a great trading day, and always remember to trade smart and not hard. Traders, have a great trading day. I will talk to you in about 24 hours from now. Take care now.